Hey y'all, it's K Divine coming back with another message on the road again. Like I said, like it seems like right now this is really one of the only times I really can do these videos. My daughter's dad is I'm just gonna start calling him my partner, because at this point, like, I don't know what we doing, but it's too many words. So my partner is trying to get our balcony together to where we can sit outside. So once he figures that out, I probably will be able to do more videos outside when I'm at home. Anyways, hi guys. So kind of piggybacking a little bit off of the last message I posted about your coworkers aren't your friends. I also just want to make it clear to people that you cannot change people's perception of you. Okay? I'm going to say that again. You cannot change people's perception of you. The majority of people that you come in contact with are going to make assumptions about you based on their own perceptions, based on their own experience. Oftentimes, people will project their own feelings and insecurities onto you. Because you could be completely minding your business and somebody could just completely hate your guts, and you're like, I don't know what I did to this person. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything to that person. They have problems of their own, and instead of them finding a way to healthily deal with their own insecurities and their own problems, they like to try to make other people the problem. And a lot of times, at least in my experience, let me know down in the comments below if you also experience this, that sometimes people will pick with you and pick at you just so that they can justify the reason why they don't like you. And that's probably the worst, honestly. Like I said, you could be completely minding your business, not worrying about nobody. And even if you did do something or said something to someone that they were offended by, like, it's like we all make mistakes, especially for those of us who are like neurodivergent. Like sometimes we have the tendency to put our foot in our mouth, because especially with ADHD, like I can honestly say, like, sometimes I've talked about this, oversharing, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, blurting things out. Like, it happens, and it's embarrassing, but it's just a part of how your brain operates, and you just got to find different ways to work through that. But sometimes people will be taking a lot of, like, some people will be taking little things or things that could have been cleared up easily, like, too far, and making it a bigger deal than it has to be. And then all of a sudden you just become the rude bitch or whatever, or the inappropriate person. Like, they just will say just things about you, and they'll hold on to it for a long time. I've had people, especially people in my family, who want to hold on to things that I did when I was a child, or, you know, things that I did when I was a teenager. And it's just like, okay, but I'm not 7 anymore. I'm not 16 anymore. When are you gonna let that go? When do I stop having to be this version of me that you keep holding on to? Because I'm not that person anymore, you know? Like, geez, I'm about to be 30. I'm about to be 30. Like, what are you talking about? And like I said, like, you just cannot change people's perception. You can be doing everything correct. You can be doing everything right. You can be minding your business. You can be polite, and people will still perceive you in a way that that you're not trying to be. And especially, I'm speaking directly to my neurodivergent community. A lot of people, especially my autistic people, a lot of people are going to perceive you incorrectly. Like, there's a lot of neurotypical things that they do, they don't say what they mean a lot. And as an autistic person, when I say something, I mean it. Like, if I say that I like something, I like it. and they be looking for facial expressions and things of that nature. Like that's part of the reason why autistic people often get bullied, and it's because we don't always be picking up on people's, we assume that people are meaning what they say when they say it, but a lot of people really don't. And that doesn't necessarily have to just be like an autistic or a neurodivergent thing. Some of y'all are neurotypical. You just have a really big heart, you know. And for those of you that are highly empathetic, you know, very lovable, super kind to everyone, yeah, you're gonna get taken advantage of by people, because some people are gonna see that in you and they're gonna hate it. One, because they perform to be kind when they're really not. And then two, some people can think you're stupid because you're kind. And we've talked about that on this channel many times, that people take your kindness for weakness, and they take your kindness for stupidity. Also, they think that you're dumb. And that's why some of us, you know, especially for those people pleasers in recovery, when we were, you know, trying to be friends with everyone and trying to, you know, be a part of the crowd, and, you know, just trying to, you know, make sure everybody was good with us, oftentimes people really thought that we were, you know, people were picking on us and, you know, talking about us behind our back and manipulating us and using us, simply because they thought that we would never catch on. And this is why sometimes you end up in a smear campaign with narcissistic people, because when you actually do start to catch on to what's really going on, the narcissist is really confused, because they're like, dang, what do they know? Like, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? And there's nothing that you can do. So when you start noticing like people being weird towards you, and you've given these people zero reason to be weird towards you, you just have to know that it's a them thing. It's a them thing. And I'm noticing too, especially in this political climate, the way that, you know, with the MAGA supporters, that, like, you know, a lot of them are just coming out and blatantly telling people that they don't like black people, they don't like minorities. And honestly, I prefer it that way. I'm not saying that everybody who supports MAGA is a racist. I mean, that's to whoever's opinion. But for a lot of these people who are supporting this administration, a lot of them are just blatantly coming out and telling us in so many words that they don't like non-white people, and that's their business. So it's like, when you have situations like that, when it comes down to, you know, the intersectionality of everything, when we're talking about racism, sexism, classism, ageism, when we're combining all of those things, you have to understand that some people are coming from a perception of status. Some people are coming from a perception of, they feel like they may be above you in some way, and they may feel small next to you. You may have a talent, or you may just exude your energy, how you present yourself, how you live your life. You may just make people, let me tell y'all something. People are not jealous these days about cars and shoes and houses and stuff anymore. They jealous about little stuff. They be jealous about how people love on you. They'll be jealous about how much attention you can get from other people. Some people hate that your aura is so big that when you walk in a room, that you, like, all eyes are on you. I know there's somebody who watches my channel, or somebody who's going to come across this video. I know that sometimes it feels weird when you're out in public and you catch people staring at you. And I need you to start to learn, like, people aren't looking at you because, like, oftentimes it's not as negative as you think it is. A lot of times people are admiring you, or sometimes people have never seen something like you. It's not necessarily the way that you look, it's the energy that you exude. Like, your aura is so big and so bright and so beautiful. People feel you before they come in contact with you. They see you, or they feel you before they see you. And a lot of people don't have big energy like that. If you got big energy, you probably got big dreams. Like, you got big ideas. Like, you're the talk of the town. Like, you're a beautiful soul inside and out. And you're rare. And a lot of people just don't see that. And a lot of people are going to have a negative perception of you, because they're going to think to themselves, who does the collective think they are? Who do you think you are having big dreams? Who do you think you are thinking that you can have your own business when I don't have my own business, or my business didn't work out, so I don't see how they think that their business is going to be, and that's when people start showing off their insecurities towards you, and they're like, oh, well, I started a business 5 years ago, and within 2 years I had to close, so well, good luck with yours. And it's like, but I'm not you, and I'm not gonna give up. Like, failure is a part of growth. When you fall down, when something doesn't work out, when things go awry, that is just that's the universe's way of saying, okay, and what did we learn? And I know it's brutal, but what I'm starting to realize is that the people who often end up being the most blessed are usually the ones that have to go through some of the hardest trials and tribulations. And I really do mean that. Like I've never heard of a successful person that hasn't had to go through some really, really hard, tough stuff. Okay? So if you're going through a rough time right now, if you've been under heavy scrutiny in a previous season, or you're going through heavy scrutiny right now, this is all a test. I know that it can feel, and you might have some spiritual psychosis. I definitely had some spiritual psychosis during my awakening. It's very scary because you don't know who to trust. You don't know who's in on the jokes, and you don't know what's going on all the way. Like, that something is off. That things are, that your name is being ran through the mud, but you don't know who the culprit is. You don't know, or who's at the bottom of it, So I just want y'all to know, like, regardless of how these people perceive you, like, keep doing you. Like, just keep improving yourself the way that you see fit. Like, if you're like, there's nothing you can do to change people's minds, so you might as well just keep doing what you're doing. Let them people be haters or whatever. And honestly, like I was saying in my last video about, like, your coworkers are not your friends, a lot of the people that you work with are going to have a weird perception of you, simply because a lot of these people don't see themselves going further than the job that they're at. And they know that you have the potential to go further. They know that you have the potential to have a higher paying position. That you're not willing to sit around and just work at the same job for 20, 30, 40 years and just collect your paycheck. They know that you're not the one that wants to live that lifestyle. And they look at themselves and say, well, why do I accept that? And they don't want to have to have that conversation with themselves. That shit scares them. It scares them to start asking themselves hard questions, because a lot of people live in fear. 4411. As I say that, a lot of people live in fear. They live in fear of the unknown, and the unknown is a scary place to be. But honestly, this entire year, I've been doing my YouTube channel since Mother's Day. My first video I posted was Mother's Day of this year on this channel. And I have been in this unknown realm for almost exactly a year. It's almost been exactly 1 year since I was not able to go back to my job because my car got repossessed. Okay? Like, when my car got repoed last year, it happened on noon on December 18th. It happened exactly at noon. I was asleep on my couch. I couldn't go get my daughter from daycare that day. I had her dad go pick her up. Well, I had her grandmother went and picked her up. And I told, and my me and my partner were not together at the time, so he had her for that weekend. And he kept her, and I stayed home, and I was trying to figure it out. And it's been a rough year. I mean, y'all have listened to the stories, y'all have seen it, but I mean, things are turning around. I got money in my pocket, my car is good, I eat every day, I sleep in a safe environment, I'm with my daughter every day. So I know, like, the unknown is scary, but you can't give up. You can't feel like, oh, I'm a bad person, something's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, you are different. No, you're not going to get along with everybody. No, you're not going to be a part of all of the in-crowd groups and all that other shit. No, you're not going to be a part of that. No, you're not gonna have a big following of people behind you. And when I say following, I mean like groups of people as friends. Like, you're not gonna have a whole bunch of best friends and all of that. Why? Because people ain't solid like that. Some of y'all still got snakes in the grass right now that y'all need to trim your lawn. And I mean that, especially during this holiday season, you need to trim your lawn, and some of y'all need to pray or meditate or whatever it is and ask the Most High to reveal to you whomever it is that needs to be removed out of your life. Especially as we go into this new year. I don't know who's listening to this, but 2026 is your year. 2026 is your come up. 2026 is your comeback season, okay? After all the trials and tribulations that you have experienced, after everything that you have gone through, after everything that you've endured, after all the sleepless nights, after all the crying, and I talk about the ugly cry down the wall, I do it far too frequently. But doing the ugly cry down the wall, all the prayers, I know that I know how it feels when you're continuing to pray. You're like, God, I don't understand. God, I'm trying not to cry, y'all. God, why am I still going through this? God, what is all of this for? And I promise y'all, like, I'm just so grateful to be in such a better position. Like, the fact that I'm able to record this video as I'm on my way home to my partner and to my baby. And I know him and I've had our issues, but it has been a long time since I felt safe. It has been a long time since I felt good. And the fact that I'm able to do that and share that with y'all just brings me so much joy. And I'm just so excited to bring y'all with me into the new year. Thank you so much for all of my new subscribers. Thank you for all my future subscribers that may come across this video. I love y'all so much. Thank you for all the support this year. Thank you for continuing to comment. Thank you for continuing to like my content. I love it. I love you guys so much, okay? Like, this was really scary for me in the beginning because I've always been afraid to be in front of people. I used to perform when I was younger. I used to sing, and I always had stage fright, and I would always mess up because I was so afraid of being in front of people. So the fact that you guys keep coming back and listening to me, the fact that you love my content, you interact with it, and y'all are honest with me, I appreciate that so much, and I just can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. I can't wait to see where this channel takes me and how big it's gonna get and how much we can grow together. I want to grow with my followers, with my channel. That's what I want. You know, I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. It's your girl K Divine, and I will see you later. Bye.